Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to this DayZ upcoming updates video. Today we're going to be talking about the 6.3 beta demo at Gamescom 2017. As you can see, this is the DayZ booth at Gamescom this year, and it looks really awesome. They have about 10 PCs set up with the DayZ beta demo, and people have been playing it. They've also been doing interviews talking about the DayZ beta, and that's what we're going to be looking at today. We're going to be looking at an interview that also showed off some new gameplay from the DayZ beta demo, and this interview was done with Eugene, who is the lead producer on DayZ Standalone. It was done with a German website called Gamestar, so we're going to be looking at that, just going over and talking about the interview a little bit and looking at that new gameplay. So let's get right into it. So let's get into this interview. There was a lot of good stuff. The beta is looking amazing, and what we'll be doing is skipping around the interview kind of to the parts where they answer some important questions and then also talking about it. If you want to see the full interview, I'll have a link to the Gamestar VOD in the description below. And we'll start with a pretty important question, which was asked about when we will see the beta. I'm sure a lot of you are wondering about this as well.
So this is the Gamescom demo, and it's the beta version. When will we actually play this?
Well, that question has no answer yet. I'm sorry to say that.
So like you heard, and of course a lot of you would have known that already, they don't like to give out dates, and it's really tough to give out dates on stuff like that, but they did say, you know, they are to the point where they want the technology to be now with DayZ Standalone. You can see there are a lot of new stuff as well. There's new characters, new inventory, and a lot of the new UI is on the bottom as well. What you saw back there in that room, by the way, is a new radio system that will be implemented in towns, and you'll be able to use that radio system. There is also speakers implemented in the towns, and you'll be able to use the radio system to talk to people in the town. So that is really cool. Your message will actually broadcast through speakers. You can see one of the speakers there. It's a little bit hard to see, but that was it, just next to the clinic. It's not clear where all those will be in every town, where the speakers will be, or where the radios will be in every town. Here in Staroy, it's kind of in the middle, in that brick house, but of course with every town that's probably going to be different, where those radios are located and where those speakers are located as well. And I imagine that in bigger towns there will be more than one speaker, let's say, you know, in Novo or, you know, Churn or somewhere like that, where it's much bigger location than Staroy. It's probably going to be many more speakers to cover the whole town. Now we're back and looking at the new inventory once again. It looks pretty interesting. Everything to me feels much larger in the new inventory, which is kind of cool. It looks good. I like the way it looks. No complaints there whatsoever. And also the UI at the bottom looks good, and it seems to be working. When you see the character running there and sprinting, you'll see that it's draining at the moment. His stamina there at the bottom is draining. It's not draining too fast when he sprints, but it is definitely going down a little bit every time he does sprint. And when the character stops sprinting, of course it does recover, and it seems like it's recovering pretty quick in this demo. Here we get to see some PvP. Now it is a little bit buggy here in this demo. He does actually kill that guy with the can of food. He kills the guy that had the crowbar, and the guy is frozen there. He loots him, but the guy is frozen there, so it looks like that, you know, after you kill someone, like their bodies are not actually ragdolling correctly yet in this demo. But we do see another new feature right there on the bottom left, and that is the new eating while moving, and also eating while just holding down the mouse while moving. So that's a thing now. You saw that the character was moving, and the little circle there was actually, you know, showing that he is in the process of eating. That's a really cool feature that will be in the DayZ beta. Something else that was brand new that we saw is the new Limping Animations. You see the character after getting into that fight, he's taking some damage, and now the character is limping when moving, even when sprinting. The animation looks different, so that's pretty cool as well. That is now implemented in the game, and it will be in the beta. Also, it does seem like the character is moving much slower now that he's been hit by that, and he's doing the animation where he's limping, so it looks like it also affects your character's speed. Here we're just seeing some looting and opening doors and all that stuff, and that still looks pretty smooth. And once again, he is sprinting here. You'll see that his stamina actually goes pretty far down in this clip when he ends up sprinting, and then as soon as he stops here and he's just jogging through the forest, stamina starts pumping back up to you know, full bar. So that's pretty cool. One part that I did want to talk about is this tweet right here, and also some of the footage they showed where we see characters running up the hill. They said, yes, you can now run up hills in DayZ. It's real, it's coming finally in the beta, and it seems like they'll be talking more about it and some of the other stuff they have on the way in a video that they'll release after Gamescom 2017. So it looks like that video will kind of talk about all the stuff they showed at Gamescom, kind of explain it a little bit more and tell us exactly what's coming and some of the features that people might have not noticed and all that stuff. So looking forward to that video, but yes, running up hills will be a thing in DayZ beta. Now the next part here, they actually talk about what they will be doing with the mod tools in the beta, so let's see what Eugene had to say about that.
What we wanted to deliver in the end with DayZ beta, besides all the features that we promised, because we want to implement them in that patch that's going to go out after we're done. We also wanted to bring a tool set and DayZ servers out for the public. So with DayZ beta we're going to release basically everything that we use to create DayZ, so that the community can actually create their own mods and make some awesome creations for Steam Workshop.
So like you heard there, all the tools for modding will all be coming out with DayZ beta or at some point, you know, during it. So that's going to be super awesome to finally get that on our hands. Basically what they used to make DayZ, we will have on our hands, and people will be able to make mods and put them up on the Steam Workshop, hopefully for us players to be, you know, able to just easily download those and start playing different mods on DayZ Standalone. That's going to be awesome. It's going to bring so much creativity into the game, so many different ideas, so many play styles that people like. There will be servers for pretty much every way you can possibly play the game, for the hardcore players, for the casual players, for the people that just like PvP, for the people that actually like, you know, more survival stuff. There's going to be a server and mods for all of that stuff and more. We do get an idea from Eugene of how long some of these bugs that are in this demo will take to polish, so let's see what he had to say about that.
From like weird camera collisions and like some bugs and things like that, but that's all polished. That's gonna happen within the next 3 months.
So it seems like there will be about 2 more months of just polishing, probably just finishing up the features that will be on the beta, and of course polishing it and trying to get all those bugs out. So that brings us to about an estimated beta release, or at least beta on experimental, probably by November. My original prediction was December, because they've been going by a 6 months release on the past few releases, so each 6 months they put out a new release. So if they were to release in December, that would actually be you know, 6 months after the last DayZ update. So that would make sense, that would keep them on that 6 months schedule. But after the DayZ beta comes out, they hinted that updates will be just way faster, because basically they've gotten all their new technology out, and now it's just, you know, going from beta to 1.0. They didn't want to give exact dates, but they said it will be much faster than how long it's been taking, because right now what they've taken time to do is develop a whole new engine, lots of new technology that the game didn't have before, and it just gives them the ability to do everything they've always wanted to do, but they were stuck with that old Arma technology. Now they have new engine, new technology that will do things much faster for them, but it has taken time to build all that technology, and that's why we're here, you know, just finally going into beta just now, and a lot of people just don't understand that. So it is kind of frustrating explaining it, but hopefully these videos help you guys out, you know, to understand that. But building an engine does take much longer to do than just making a game on an already existing engine. That's where a lot of people start getting confused with DayZ, and they're thinking, why is this game taking so long? It's because they're building an engine and building the game at the same time. They're not just making a game on an already existing engine, because a lot of people, you know, they would compare, let's say, Battlegrounds to this, and they would say, look at the development there, it's going much faster, they expect to release by the end of the year. Well, that's true, but they are also making it on an already existing engine, which is the Unreal Engine 4, and just using the features from that engine to build their game, which isn't a bad thing. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it definitely doesn't take as much time as making your own engine specifically for your game, like Bohemia is doing for DayZ Standalone. So hopefully that kind of explains things a little bit more for you guys, and you know, at this point they have reached the beta, so most of that technology and the engine that they've been building is done. That part has been finished, and now they focus on making the game, adding all those features that they've always wanted to add, and finishing DayZ and taking it to 1.0. That's why this process will be much faster than the one before. Next in this interview, they talk about all the stuff that they've shown before, like base building, helicopter, and all that stuff, and when we should expect to see that.
What's missing is things like base building, helicopters, and things like that. And all those things we want to put as soon as beta hits, and some of the things might get pushed down the road a bit, but I wouldn't expect that to be like years or months. It's going to be a really fast iteration, because we have 2 branches on Steam, so it's like experimental and stable, and we're going to keep iterating on experimental as fast as we can, so we can get the content to our players. But yeah, all those features that we promised from base building, they're going to be there and available, so you could set up your own camps with lights and watchtowers and just like actually guard the stuff that you actually looted from the world, from zombies and players, and you're going to be using locks and all that just to secure that position.
And this is going to be in the beta as soon as it launches?
Yes.
So base building will be there at the start?
Yeah.
Cool news.
So some very big news there. Base building in as soon as the beta launches is what he just said, and that just sounds amazing. That's something that is huge, and of course it will keep players playing the game more if they can build bases, they can protect the loot they've gathered in the world, not just on their character but also in an actual base, you know, where they can build towers and build things around it to protect their base and their loot and their little area on the map. That's very cool. So can't wait for that. Also the helicopter, they said if not at launch, on the beta launch, then it's going to be not too far after that, which is good news. That's something else that we've been waiting for. And right here again you're seeing the character running and eating, or jogging and eating, which is, you know, that's the new feature that we talked about earlier that will be coming to the game. That looks really good, really smooth compared to you know, just having to stop, eat, and then keep going. At least now you'll be able to jog as you're doing that. Same with many other activities in the game, because the game in general will become way more smooth in the beta, which is very awesome. And to finish this off, we'll give you guys the last statement from Eugene, which is a pretty positive statement about, you know, when they think they should push out the beta, and also the ride going forward from beta to 1.0.
Get it down on experimental as soon as it's playable for the public, and then roll to 1.0 as fast as we can. But with beta, since modding comes with beta, I think it's going to be an awesome ride going forward.
So you guys heard them there. They sound really excited, they sound really positive, and they're proud to be showing what they've shown us here, and they should be. What they've been working on for the past few years and months is pretty amazing. What we've seen here with the DayZ beta gameplay so far looks really good, so I'm happy with what we saw today. Like I said, I'll be keeping you guys updated to anything that really happens with DayZ beta demo at Gamescom 2017. We don't have any word yet on if that Steam build that they talked about, you know, if that might be happening or not. They said there was a possibility back in that status report that they would release this Gamescom demo on a separate Steam build. I really hope they end up going through with it, just because I want to test some of these features myself, but maybe, you know, maybe they won't, who knows. But either way, I will keep you guys updated with anything that happens with DayZ Standalone at Gamescom 2017. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to hit that like on it and subscribe if you are new to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.